flame and fang. Where we strike, let darkness hang. Mountains tremble, cowards flee. We are the fire that none shall see. Until it's far too late to run. And to roll your winds, wrath is are united, the bonds unbroken, legends in the game, every word spoken, from courts to fields, their name's the lore, 21 deep, they're setting the score. Elias finesse, slick as oil on ice, Cal stomping through, no need to think twice. Bjorn's the backbone, holding it tight, Atzel's the spark that ignites the fight. Loopy spins wisdom, a cyclone of thought, William's the finisher, cold when he sought. Ogior's a dynasty, no fluke or chance, decades in the making, this is their dance. Seasons may pass, but the grind don't age, every player's a story, each moment a page. They play for the legacy, not just the fame, Ogior's the battle, remember the name. Ogior united, the bonds unbroken, legends in the game, every word spoken, from courts to fields, their name's the lore, 21 deep, they're setting the score.
All right, test, test, test. All right, test. Good. Seems like everything is working. Welcome to the stream, everyone. I hope you're having a nice evening. I see 3 people in the chat, so yeah, hope you're all doing well. We are concluding our season 20 soon. You can see we got the timer, 6 days left. I think I can make the backend team tomorrow, yeah, so obviously I'm not going to stay up for the next 3.5 hours, but tomorrow in the morning I can make the backend team. And yeah, then our season is concluding in a little bit more than 6 days. So that's good. That's a positive. We wanted to get out of this season roughly 1 month ago, just because there was nothing left to do, right? So yeah, that's that. What does the map look like? So we are in the process of giving some of the factions back some rewards, right? So Arnor was gifted Orthanc for the capital. We let Gondor go here to take the Grey Havens, right? This was already discussed last time. Lothlorien has their 3 capitals already, I believe. Yeah, so they got Botscala, Elven King's Halls, and Karn Dûm, right? So they're done. They will finish with their 2nd place rewards. And we've also told them they can go and pick up Helm's Deep for the Saruman unique, right? So they will head here towards the end of the season, like 2-3 days before the season ends, and yeah, so they can get the Saruman unique. So that's that. I think, I mean, Rune and Erebor were basically non-existent factions, so we will probably just keep those capitals, give us some extra gems and stuff, right? Or season points or whatever it is. And yeah, we're PvPing a bit with Loth here at this pass. We're PvPing a bit with Loth here. I mean, this is mostly 1T. They're fighting at the crossing here, right? So, you know, some merit is here. And then we are mostly over here right now, at least some of us, you know, just looking for some weekly merit for the season hammers and you know, the respect items and all of that stuff. So yeah, we're also having a little bit of PvP here with Arnor. Again, just friendly. We're not really pushing or doing anything. We're just chilling here and, you know, trying to get some fights. So yeah, this season was a very relaxing season. I think everyone is satisfied. We were in a couple of very busy servers over the last 2 seasons, or over the last 5 seasons, really, right? So it's good, you know, to relax a bit from time to time, go to a bit of a more relaxed server, and, you know, just try to take on the entire server. Our partners were very good. We partnered with 1T this season, as I already said. They're nice guys. We didn't have any issues with them. They went the eastern route, right? We went the western route, and so we didn't really play together a lot. We just, you know, each did our thing. 1T fought against the guys over here, and we fought against the guys over here. And that was basically the extent of the Diplo that we had this season. What's up, Vadim? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good evening. So yeah, so 1T, good job, nice guys. They got some good players. They're quite active. They're obviously from Asia, the majority is, so it matched up nicely with us. We are from EU and the US, right? We also had some Asian players this season, and so we had pretty much all of the time zones covered pretty well, at least for this server. And yeah, we beat Gondor over here quite easily. They didn't put up a lot of resistance, so after we took these passes, I split up the team into 3 sub-teams. I already did that on the stream. The picking of the teams, right, where each of the teams will go, and then we just, one team went on Arnor, one team went on Gondor, and then the third team kind of helped out wherever it was needed, contained Rohan a bit, things like this. So yeah, I'm good, thanks for asking. What about you? I'm doing very well. I have a lot of work these days, but I only have 1.5 weeks left, and then I'm going on a well-deserved holiday, which will unfortunately be at exactly the time where our mega server starts, but I will instruct Rune to farm the account to the best of its ability, and then when I come back we should already be in the PvP phase. So I'm not skipping the most important part of the season, at least, which is nice. But yeah, so this was the season. We did well, not a lot to say. A couple of people we can maybe shout out. He is one of my favorite players in the game. We already played with him, I think it was 5 or 6 seasons ago. Always a very active player. I chat with him a lot, we discuss higher end builds. He also tried out multiple armies this season, right? So really good guy. We entered, actually, I remember it now exactly. We entered the mega server with Ilil, with him the last time this person played with us, and I remember he was there all the time. So he's very active on the mega servers as well, which is why I'm very happy that we have him for next season. And yeah, he's a great player. I like him a lot. Very active and good builds, and like I said, we discuss stuff, and we talk about what we're doing and things like this, right? He also, I think he plays multiple accounts if I'm not mistaken, so he's really holding down our Asian side of things, so that's very good. Then another MVP this season was definitely Arun Khan. completely random pickup from back end. He used to play RP. He just messaged me out of the blue. He wants to try NRP. He sent me his account. It wasn't really a Kraken account, right? It's like whale, maybe low whale is more accurate. High dolphin, low whale. He came from Talp, as you can see here. Talp kind of disbanded or something, or took a break. I don't want to say anything incorrectly, but he played with us this season, and honestly, like, also really active person. I saw them 8 to 10 hours when we still had fights. So again, a person that will be really valuable for the mega server, and I think really a strong addition to the team, right? So we will see how he will do against the stronger players, of course, because on this server it was a little bit easier. But yeah, very good player. I was quite happy with him. This is another Asian guy that we picked up. Also not the biggest Kraken, but very active. Basically the same as for Aaron Khan. I'm not sure how he will do on the big server. I think we used to play with him as well in the past. He's hiding his profile. I'm pretty sure he was also with us on the Elil Mega server, if I'm not mistaken. And he did very well there too, so yeah, all good there. Rioman has just been farming Merit, I think, so I mean nothing, you know, same as always, all good here. Simo apparently has a lot of Merit this season. Yeah, I mean it's just, you know, like the people who have high Merit this season, they just, you know, keep playing for fights, which I don't really tend to do that. If a season is decided, I usually like stop actively seeking fights, right? I just park my army here and there and let the enemies hit if they want to, but I don't go out of my way to eagle bomb bases or, you know, whatever. That's not really like in my interest. I just take the time off from the game, right? I focus on my work, do some other things, go to the gym, meet some friends, and then when the new season starts, I have a lot of time to play again, right? So yeah, but like I said, like all of these guys did very well this season. Kiev is always doing well. She's playing 2 accounts, so all good there. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it from the people I wanted to shout out. Of course, everyone has done well, right? We were all very good this season. At the start, everyone was active. We did what was expected, basically. We again sniped the pass on the other side, which was very nice. We're currently undefeated in terms of passes on the other side. And what I mean by that is, so I think it was this one, right? Yeah, that's right. So this pass, we took it first, right? And mortar is coming from this side, which means that the last hit here needs to be timed really well. Otherwise, the enemy was set up here. Gondor obviously had the fortress here and all of that, and it's too early to eagle bomb that. It's just not possible, right? So what you have to do is you prepare a couple of eagles. You try to kill their individual siege that is standing around here. They did a good job. They guarded their siege, so we had to time the last hit. And like last season against Bear and Honk, we won the pass on the other side while attacking it. So just wanted to say that's pretty funny. I think that's also pretty cool. And I hope we can continue this trend next season, because as we know, there will for sure be the same situation again, right? So we will spawn in Erebor. And where does Erebor? I think Erebor exits here, right? So let's see. Yeah, I mean, I guess if we go towards Angmar, right, this passes on the wrong side because we will be here going through Loth. So this will be a situation where we have to do it. And in the south, I'm not even sure in the south. I mean, Rune should be empty, so this pass would be on our side. Okay, so yeah, so we'll see. Will be a good season, I think. So yeah, that's that. Is there anything I missed? I don't think so. I didn't even reach level 50 this season, just because, you know, I'm packing my commanders, but no one is really attacking. So that's, you know, it is what it is. We can put Galadriel on the spring here as well. Maybe someone will attack. And my Witch King, my Witch King is also over. My Gandalf the Grey is also over here. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's that. Erebor for the win. Yes, exactly. I think Erebor is actually a good faction to play on a big server, right? You have your safe resources in the corner of the map, and the geography here is just infinitely better than if you start in Linden, for example, right? Linden and Angmar have very tough fights in this region, whereas for us, our tough fights, I mean, they will also come, but this part of the map is just a little bit friendlier to the northern teams than some of the others. Slacker? No slacking. No one will hit you. Yes, I also don't think so. Well, actually, I mean, some people hit me today, but it wasn't really anything special. Yeah, I mean, this happened when I was marching to the fort. Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, this one happened when I was marching to the fort as well. So I really like this army. I mean, I know I'm fighting people who are not that like good, right? But at the end of the day, I'm playing like a very off-meta army here, you can say, right? And basically, Thorin and Kiron always hit for like 180k or more. Like, it's crazy. So it doesn't really matter who I fight. I mean, I'm fighting Swans here as well, right? So that's into a counter. I guess this was just a Tyler. This is also a good report. I mean, I'm playing a troop army. I'm on like 5k, and I mean, he has, you know, he has some stuff. It's not like he's totally purple, right? You know that Atzel is toxic. I can prove that. Yeah, what did he do again? Why is he toxic, Björn? Honestly, I like your account more than army in your account. Why is that? Yeah, I mean, this is a decent report. I'm pretty happy with that. This one was nice. So Killian is also a pretty big player, I would say. So he's yeah. So this is R7 full gold gear, right? Zenith 9 full gold gear. What is this? R10 and Zenith 1. Yeah. So full gold gear. Basically, he's missing a couple of refines here and there, but a pretty big player actually. And he's playing like a really expensive army. This is, I mean, 4 tier 4s, right? Don't do that, by the way, that's stupid, but you know, whatever. And as you can see here, like, a really easy fight for me. The crowd control was obviously in my favor because I'm playing Undying, Saruman, who only inflicts stuff, and he basically only has the Sauron and maybe the Bjorn, right? So obviously this is going to be in my favor most of the time. We heal for 35k, we do 422k damage, and with the heal we have like 171k damage received, right? I mean, that's really good actually. I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, and we're playing cheap troops as well. So he hit me twice, this was a wipe, then he hit me again, basically wiped like a lot of the expensive army from him again, right? Not bad. We win the damage received by a large amount again, and then he attacked me again, and yeah, okay. So that's that. Then I did some friendly PvP with one of the other Mordor guys here. So this guy was a Gondor guy. I guess it's just random gear. I mean, he has some gold stuff, I suppose. Actually, this army is not that bad as some of the others I've hit. But yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, Gala is healing a lot. Skyrim is doing, like, basically he's dead in the like first 4 rounds, right? Like, look at this damage. This insane damage in the first round. And then by round 4 he's dead basically. So yeah. No Gandalf the Grey, Skyrim unique fully refined, that's very, very bad for him. I sent you in-game location. Okay, I will take a look, don't worry. And then the Mordecai came, yeah, I mean, this was a pretty big win for me. Again, these troops are very unrealistic, right? And the funny thing is, I wiped him twice, even though I didn't refill. So that's the thing with Skalhelm, right? So we can see here, Skalhelm has 0 troops. You see here, all of my Marauders are dead after the first fight. And then he attacks again, and my Skalhelm does 121k damage without troops. I mean, that's pretty crazy, honestly. Oh. Yeah. So interesting. And then he attacks me again, and again, my Skalhelm does 112k. Now here we didn't win the fight, of course, because my Bjorn was basically dead, right? So my Bjorn didn't live until round 4. But I mean, yeah, this I understand why a lot of people like Skalhelm. It's because of this type of stuff, right? So yeah. But what we wanted to look at actually, okay, let's look at what toxic thing he's talking about right now. So let's take a look here. The way is shut down. Okay, sure. Where is this? This is in Withered Gardens. Okay, sure. So interesting fort placement here. Can't feel the shame, to be honest, so I guess I'm toxic. Yes, okay. Yes, that's very toxic. Shame on you, Atze. Shame on you. Okay, but the big thing we want to talk about today. So they made an update to. Yes, I saw that it's a finger. Okay, I can see it. I'm not stupid, Atze. I saw it. You're showing him the middle finger. Yes, I understand. Okay. It's the middle finger. Ha ha ha. Very funny. Okay, anyway, the big change that we had this season, or actually today, right, is the Undying unique. So they changed how Undying's unique functions. Now, first of all, I think what they changed is completely wrong. Yeah, this was not a bug. The Undying Sauron interaction worked exactly how it should. Equipment effects trigger first. Commander effects trigger second. If an army has a status effect or is affected by a status effect, they can't be affected by it again. That was perfectly fine. No one complained about that, or at least no one who understands the game complained about that. So yeah. Then they sent a message yesterday and they said, hey, we are changing how Undying's unique works, I guess, right? So I was like, okay, interesting. I guess there was some bug that we didn't know about, and that's actually a really solid report, by the way, because this guy's a pretty big kraken. So props to our player. Of course, also pretty expensive, but not a bad report. So I was like, okay, so they fixed some bug or whatever, right? I don't know. And then we took a peek, and what happened was. This is after update, right? So my friend tested this. I asked him to test it. He did it. Very nice. We go to round 6 here. Round 4. So Undying, here we can see it quickly. Undying's Hammer of Atrocity affects Gilgalad and Marchwarden. Okay, so that's formation 2. And then we go to round 4. We go to Bjorn. And we see Bjorn inflicts madness perfectly fine. Where is it? Here. Madness does not affect Gilgalad. Marchward is affected by madness, right? So you can see here, this stacks now. And this is, I would say, this is quite an important change for some people. So it's interesting. Then we also tested it for Sauron, which we can see here. So once again, if we look here, the Undying unique effects, Imrahil and Swan Knights. So we will go here. Hammer of Atrocity did not affect Imrahil. Hammer of Atrocity did not affect Swan Knight. And then we go to the Sauron, and you can see Imrahil is affected by Madness. Madness does not affect Swan Knight, right? So, ergo, the Undying Relic got a pretty big buff. Good. Okay, so that's the big change. And I think this has some interesting possibilities. He just says it's 5%, right? This was just for testing. But I, for example, I have it at 4 out of 5. Yes, 25%, right? So I can refine it one more time for a 30% chance. So this is a pretty high percent chance that this triggers, right? Like 1 in 4, which is not bad at all. And that's every single round. And if I combine this with Sauron as well, it's definitely a lot of madness on the enemy. You have to keep in mind, this cannot be retargeted, right? This is an equipment effect that activates pre-battle phase. You can't, if you madden Undying, this is still gonna proc perfectly fine on the enemy formation that is selected at the start. So, very important to note this as well, right? So that was a big change they did. And I know some evil RP players and people in NRP who play like the meta evil army, which is Undying, Sauron, Saruman and Shadow. They got a little bit of a buff, especially the ones who have refinements on the unique, right? So, very nice. Is agility very important on Bjorn? Should I change chest to Berserker? Don't have any good set effect on it. I mean, it depends if the enemies play a lot of Bjorns. I like the Berserker's Raymond best, so I play this, right? I haven't played an agility set in a long time, but I do like the +6 initiative, because every Bjorn who does not have it is in a really bad spot, right? Because I have my damage increase and I'm faster than him. Now I am thinking about, for next season, I am thinking about putting one of these on here. We have it with Might and Perseverance, because I have 3 attack rolls on the unique, and I also have it refined 3 times, I think, 2 times. So my attack stat is very, very high, which means I can definitely get away with swapping this for a full unit defense chest, right? So I'm thinking about doing that for next season. But in the end, this is still the best Bjorn build. You have the damage and you have the +6 initiative, and that's how you should play him. I don't think you should play anything else, like if you want to stick to the meta stuff, right? So this is good. And it does well for me every season, so no need to change something that works well. It's as simple as that. I will change my Sauron gear, of course. I'm gonna go back to my meta army next season. I might tweak a little bit here and there. I already know a lot of the Krakens that we will fight against, so I will adjust my gear to have some easier matchups against them. But in general, I mean, I'm gonna change a couple of things here and there, but it's just gonna look a lot like what I played 2 seasons ago, right? So yeah, I will be playing Sauron next season. I'm not going to play Galadriel in my main team. I have decided it's just not worth it. I took a look at her kit again in depth, and there's just not enough stuff there. She doesn't have a stun, she's not stun immune, and she doesn't give damage received. And those 3 things, I think they are absolutely 100% important for a support commander, so it's always going to be Sauron for me in this case. And for my second team, because Undying got this buff, I think it's very likely that I will play Undying as my main support, healer, crowd control guy next season instead of the the Galadriel, right? So he will be my second army most likely. Yeah. So that's that. Good. I saw I got a message here. Let's see what's happening. Oh, you're just showing me the gear. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, it's okay. You will notice if you have problems anyway. So that's that's just something that we will have to see. Your Saruman is R15. That's very nice. So I guess we're looking good that he will be Zenith soon, right? Is that true? Zenith Saruman soon? And we have the unrestrained power. Yeah, I like this. I like the Saruman build, the chest and the helmet. I think this is very nice. Yeah, so I might go to this similar build like this as well next season. I'm obviously gonna play the evasive action. That's 100% what I'm gonna do. But yeah, I mean, this is a nice build. It helps you against all of these players who don't play the meta army. The double defense helps you a lot, right? Because their Dane is not gonna hit hard, their Bayon is not gonna hit as hard. So it's nice. You said yes, you will have him Zenith soon. Very nice. Next Turbulence chest and it's Zenith. Cool. You also said you're gonna stop spending like 2 seasons ago, so I don't believe a word comes out of your mouth anymore. And you also said yesterday you will buy a 3K account for Cow. So I think you're just a liar, Atzel, that's just something you have to live with. But yeah, we will see. I'm sure this Saruman will be Zenith quite soon. Alright, so that's that. Yeah. Yeah, the Isildur up is also something to talk about. So they did say a long time ago they are reworking Isildur's kit, they are reworking King Aragorn's kit. Where is he? King Aragorn. I think I played him this season. Here he is, yeah. King Aragorn, Isildur, and Sunit. Yeah, they said they will change Sunit as well. They haven't done anything yet. So yeah, it's not gonna happen anytime soon, I suppose. But hopefully it happens this year at least. It would be very nice to have those relatively useless commanders be a little bit stronger again. That would be cool, yeah. But yeah, it is what it is. The developers in general, they are quite slow these days. The last updates have basically been non-existent. I mean, they haven't done anything except for the Undying Unique this week. But before that, they basically had 3 or 4 weeks where they didn't do anything. So we will see. Usually the PPE comes around at this time, but I haven't heard anything, so it's hard to speculate. Buy that account for Cow. Sadly, it did not work out, but yeah. I chatted with Isegrim today. He said he's selling his account for 10K, which is a pretty unrealistic, I would say. I think it's an account that needs a lot of fixing. I don't think he has the hammers, so maybe around 5 to 6K is a reasonable price. But yeah, I mean, I'm not looking for an account anyway. I'm very happy with this one. So yeah, it does not really concern me. I just, if someone tells me they want to buy an account, I message a couple of people, and usually the transaction works out quite well, and both parties are happy. But I think everyone who's on a team right now has a pretty decent account that they are satisfied with, so that's good. Yeah, I want another thing to look at. So there have been commander suggestions. So I'm gonna take a look at some of these. and I'm gonna tell you which ones are terrible and which ones are good. Alright, so let's switch the screen here. Unfortunately, I do have to share my PC screen, I think. Let me see if I remember the shortcut. Let's see if this works. Yeah, great. Okay, so let's look at some of these. Let's start with her, because so this is a suggestion from Vessi, right? The commander is called Melian of Doriath. If you're familiar with the LOTR lore, you will know who this is. It's a Maya from the Gardens of Lorien, right? And basically what Vessi did is he created an unbeatable commander, which is to be expected because Vessi loves his elves. And yeah, so this is an example of something I'm gonna be completely shocked if they introduce a commander like this, right? He made a very nice graphic here. We have the Voice of Enchantment, the Sanctuary of Lorien, Mystic Communion, and I don't know what this word is, Gurkli of Melon. And if you take a look here, so Voice of Enchantment, when 3 allied formations are affected by Stun or Madness, heal them for 300%, modified by Focus. Perfectly fine. 30% chance to remove the effect, perfectly fine. Each time an allied unit is healed this kill, by this kill plus 5% damage dealt, stackable until end of battle. Perfectly fine. First title is good, it's fair, it's balanced, no issues. Second title, I guess it didn't put the right name, so this is supposed to be Girdle of Melian, I see. 3 allied formations receive minus 20% focus fire and poison damage for 1 round. So I like this because this is a counter to Saruman, right? There is basically no counter to Saruman right now. The only counter to Saruman is to have your own Saruman who is better, or to have evasive action or things like this, right? Which is not optimal in a game like this. So this is nice. Counter to Saruman, damage reduction is modified by command, duration increases to 2 rounds. I think this is a perfectly fair title. I would be totally okay if something like this comes out. Next title, Sanctuary of Lorien. Okay, heal 2 allied formations for 200%. Heal formation gets plus 15 unit defense. Heal prioritize allied units with the lower HP. Good. Like this title, solid, no complaints. But now we come to the title with which I have a big problem. Okay, it's called Mystic Communion. Heals 4 allied formations for 200. Okay. I just realized he changed it. He changed his title. This did not read the same when I checked it. Good. Okay, let's see what he changed it to. Heals 4 allied formations for 225%. Good. Level 5, 50% chance to cleanse 1 debuff from each formation. Level 10, 20% chance to clean 1 additional debuff. Yes. Now it looks like a realistic title. Because previously it cleansed 24 debuffs with 100% chance, which was of course utter nonsense, right? So this is good. He improved the title. Now it's correct. I guess he mentioned it here or something. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, good. Okay, so this is a good commander, like it. Veil of Doriath reduces focus, fire, and poison damage taken by minions formation by 12%. If a debuff is present, the reduction increases to 18%. Perfectly fine. Decent relic, but not completely OP. This is good. They can release this exactly how he suggests it here, and it will be a great addition to the game that people will spend a lot of money on. So A+. I told him yesterday, maybe that's why he changed it. We had a chat. I said cleansing 24 debuffs is not a really realistic idea, so that's why we see this now, right? This is much more realistic. It's a good job. Okay, I have not taken a look at this yet, so let's see. We have Smeargol / Gollum. Unique passive skill. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, but let's read it. If Smear goes into madness, dispel all the madness and transform into Golem, or skills are paused. When transformed into Golem, gain immunity to madness, and all the skills of Smeargle become corrupted for 2 rounds. Okay, this is a cute idea. I understand the concept behind this. I can tell you right now, this is something that will never happen, because this will require extensive coding efforts from the developers, and they're not going to do this. Alright? So just to get that out of the way. But very cool idea, I like it. Golem can only use corrupted skills. After 2 rounds, Golem transforms back into Smeargle and loses the madness immunity. Yes. Every effect from corrupted skills are removed and the non-corrupted skills resume working. Really cute idea, right? This is linking to Golem's split personality. Never gonna happen, can tell you that right now. Skill 1, Ring Bearers. The commander's formation unit has a chance to evade damage taken, but the commander's done. Yeah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is basically the Ring Bearer title, right? We know that. And then we have the corrupted version. Every round being corrupted, the commander's formation unit has a 35% chance for the next one instance of damage dealt plus 25%. I think this is pretty weak, honestly. This doesn't do a lot. This does not do a lot. Damage dealt is basically one of those stats that is almost completely useless in this game, in my opinion. So this will be like the unit will hit for 5k more maybe, which is basically nothing, right? So yeah, it seems like a very fair title, probably a bit too fair. Second breakfast. Every round restore 100% HP to 2 allied formation units. Healing is modified by focus stat. Commander focus plus 5, okay. That also seems quite weak. 100% only? That's nothing, right? Am I tripping? I feel like Sunit has a better title than that. Ah. Sunit is completely useless, keep that in mind. Ah, okay, here it's a 50% chance, but affects 3 formations. Yeah, so Sunit will probably heal more than this title. Okay. Level 5, the healing modified, focus plus 5. Second breakfast corrupted, the command's formation unit damage dealt plus. Again, this is not good. This is not good. The damage effect is modified by attack stat. Wait, what? This should read command stat, not attack stat. In addition, damage received minus 10% by the commander's formation unit for 1 round. Okay, this seems a bit better simply because of this. This is a mistake, this needs to read command. Frenzy, 100% physical damage to 2. Okay, this is very weird. We're flip-flopping between a unit damage commander and a commander damage commander. Doesn't make any sense. All of the commanders that are hybrid commanders are absolutely terrible and no one plays them competitively. So, not good. Frenzy, 1 round of preparation. These hybrid, yeah, the damage effect is modified by attack. Commander attack plus 5. Poison damage. Yeah, this. There are so many problems here. This is not going to work at all. Yeah. This is not good. Is this a tier 3 commander or does it say that anywhere? No. So for a tier 3 commander this is much too weak. Much too weak. No one would get this. Yeah. We're going from damage dealt from the commander's formation unit damage dealt to physical damage to poison damage. No. Bad. Attack and defense of the commander's formation plus 20.0. What? Plus 20? That's nothing. That's terrible. What? That's way too low. BS goes to like... yeah, he starts from 40. Yeah, that's... yeah. No. This is at most a tier 2 commander with the numbers that are listed here, right? This is nice. Every round the increase effect decreases, there's a 50% chance to gain damage received minus 5%. This is good. This is one of those things that is lacking in the game currently, damage mitigation in the late rounds. And then we have attack and defense of the commander's formation plus 6. Effect increases by a half each round. Does that modify at level 10 round of the attack and defense? There's a 50% chance to gain damage. Okay. Once each deck has a turning smear goal into golem, automatically. Okay, after 2 rounds of back and smear goal. Okay, I will say it again. This is a cute idea. I think the titles here are way too weak to be playable in the current version of the game. This guy, if they release him like this, he's not gonna see any play. Yeah, it's just much too weak. And I'm not sure like what his role is supposed to be, because we're flip-flopping between unit damage, commander physical attack, and commander elemental attack. So this is a suggestion that I would not buy this commander, basically, right? Okay, let's go to one more that I found interesting, which was Glorfindel. I think this is a suggestion by Vesi. We can see Illuminati, our ORDR elf lover, of course commented, "Love this character." Yeah. So what we need to do now is someone should take a screenshot of this, post it in the ORDR Discord and make fun of him. Okay, that's what we should do right now. I'm not gonna do it, right? Because I'm the leader and I need to be respectable. But someone who is watching needs to do this right now. Okay, very important. Utmost priority. Anyway, okay, so this guy is good. Very good suggestion. You know who Glorfindel is, I don't have to tell you, right? Let's look at the titles. So he has the Protector, yeah. Commander's Formation has a 50% chance to take damage for 2 allied formation elves or hobbits once per round. We can cut the hobbits, no one plays hobbits, right? But this is the important part. Each time that damage is received by the commander's formation, blah, 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 minus 2% damage received. And we have immunity to stun and madness for the first 2 rounds for 2 allied formations. This is also very, 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 very important. Okay? Very, very important. There is not enough CC immunity in the game right now. Okay? Especially if you play against evil side, right? So, very important. So I like this title a lot. I don't think this is too strong. I think this is perfectly fine. And then we have an this is the anti-Nazgul mechanic, immunity to madness from sun. Yeah, exactly. So he explains it here. Then we have the awakened one. Round 7, elves in 3 allied formations heal X%. I think this should read 4 allied formations, right? Minus 50% burn damage received. So this part, it seems unnecessary to you. This is because this was suggested hand in hand with the Balrog, and the Balrog basically does a lot of fire damage, and so this should be a counter to that. I'm personally not a huge fan of these like one-on-one counters with commanders. I don't think it's very... It's nice from the lore, but it doesn't make a lot of sense for this game, in my opinion. So, you know, this is a title I would probably skip, but yeah, cleanse the debuff. I mean, it's fine. This should read 4 formations, and this should probably be something else, and then it would be good. Prophet. Prophesies the fall of the Witch King, but not by the hand of man. Right, so this is the explanation. When the commander's formation unit takes damage on behalf of another allied formation, retaliate against 2 enemy formations with 3 to 30% physical damage. Really, really nice, right? This is basically this is basically the commander that the elves are missing, right? And yeah, retaliate against 3 enemy formations. So basically, you put tanky elves on him, which is this unit, the new elf unit he suggests. They call it what is it called? High elf or something like that? The high elf, yeah. So this basically protects elves or something. Yeah, a resistant melee unit that protects other units, right? So this is why this title works out really well, and it will do a decent amount of damage too, while tanking and redirecting damage. Very important, is missing in this game, basically doesn't exist. Swan Knights protect, that's pretty much the only troop that protects, right? Or the only meta troop that protects. Okay, and then we have Elf Lord, attacks inflicted by the commander's formation unit, reduce the target's defense by 15, attack and focus as well. I think this should scale by command. 15 is a little bit low, even, you know, if the retaliate gets taken into account, I understand it stacks, but this needs to be like around 60 to be somewhat relevant. And then we have the Relic, which is also nice for each elven unit present. They do 1.5% damage in Glorfindel's army and receive minus 1.5% less. And again, this is the anti-Balrog synergy here. So overall, this is a very cool commander. I think they could release him without this new unit as well. Of course, this new unit will make him a little bit stronger, right? Are there any... Yeah, here, protect 2 allied formations for the first 3 rounds, minus 10% damage received when battling on Botas. Perfectly fine, totally behind this, and the elves need something with high HP and high defense, so this would be good. Which is why it got one of my upvotes, right? So nice commander, I agree with everything that says here. I will also look at the commander that I suggested, so I took some time out of my day to provide a suggestion as well. Basically, I'm an Evil Man main, right? I always played Evil Man since season 1, right? And what's really missing from the Evil Man right now is a commander that heals consistently and has other titles that are useful with Evil Man, which is unfortunately not the case for Sunint. It's not the case for Black Serpent, right? And we can take a quick look why that is. So, if we look at Sunint, this title is fine, okay? This is a title you can use. This is also a title that is fine. This is a title you can use. Unfortunately, both of these 2 titles are completely useless. You cannot afford to play orcs in an all Evil Man army. Why not? Well, for example, this title only stacks with Evil Man units, right? Black Serpent only has Evil Man unit buffs. So that's why there is a problem. The other problem with Black Serpent is the large units, right? This is a title for large units, completely pointless if you go for halberdiers, dragoons, whatever, right? Or the fallen even. Nothing of that works here. So this is why I feel the need. There should be some commander that puts all of these other commanders together. Yeah, it's very important. And we don't even have to talk about Peruthia because Peruthia is completely useless. Yeah, so this is why maybe some of the titles I suggested here seem pretty strong, but in order for this full Evil Man army to work consistently, it's really needed. And I don't think it's actually too strong. I think it's perfectly fine within the parameters of the current game. I also saw that the person who is most important for making this happen here, she saw my commander and gave it an upvote. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, the community says that if this person reacts to your post, there is a much higher chance that the developers will see this post. So I think that's cool. Yeah, just something to point out. We also saw her on the on Melian, I think, or did we not? She might have not. Okay, so she didn't tick here. I can tell you why. It's because this commander, when Bessie first posted it, was way too strong. Way too strong. Okay, that's why she didn't react here. Now, I think if she sees it again, she should give it an upvote. It's perfectly fine. And if we look at Glorfindel, a lot of people reacted here. Jesus. I suppose she will be here. Elia, of course. Yeah, she reacted here. So this is good because I think a command like this is really important for the game basically. But yeah, I was surprised when I saw she reacted to mine because I thought, you know, it's a little bit of a fun idea. It's not necessarily something that you know I thought about for like 3 months or whatever. But I think this is a good commander, and obviously, you know, a lot of the people thought the same. So it's a completely made up commander. It's called the Shaman of the Easterlings. If you are familiar with the lore, this is lore accurate. The Easterlings did have a religion, they did have shamans. I researched this a little bit so that I don't write some rubbish here, right? But this is perfectly lore accurate. And they like to invent evil man commanders because in the movies, the evil man commanders don't have names, right? You just see them on the battlefield, but except for Black Serpent, who everyone knows, Kirun doesn't exist, right? Completely made up character. The same for Sunant. They just make up these characters because the evil men don't have names, basically, right? They're not really important to Tolkien's story in the Third Age, or at least not that important as some others. And so yeah, I just called him Shaman of the Easterlings. I'm sure the developers, if they want to name him, you know, they will put the name, whatever. But yeah, so I also started to think about what else we could do in this game, and I realized that we basically only have 2 CC effects for the last 4 years, which is, I'm gonna tell you, it's fucking terrible, yeah? There is a 15-year-old game, maybe it's even older than that, called Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, which has, I think it has close to 100 crowd control effects. 100! And we have 2 in this game. I mean, you know, not a lot to say about that. That's just really, really bad. And I think if you add like new debuff effects, it's very good for the game because it mixes up the meta a bit. Beorn is only madness and stun immune. If there's a new debuff effect, he's not gonna be immune to that. And the same holds true for a lot of these other commanders, right? Saruman doesn't care about stun, for example, right? Skullhelm doesn't care about stun, yes, but doesn't care about madness, right? So I tried to make a commander that, once again, consistent heals for evil man, new debuff, and just some evil man synergy that is more generic than large evil man units, or you know, you need to play 4 evil man units in the army for Kirun anyway, so there should be something that supports this baseline, right? And I said this here in the introduction, he serves as Kirun's personal shaman, right? So of course I will build him around Kirun, because Kirun is basically the main evil man commander that is playable right now. Okay, so let's just quickly look through this. I know a lot of my teammates already saw this, but I just want to explain, again, I just want to explain my thought process behind this, right? So I started with Voice of Amnak. Amnak is an Easterling goddess of tears. Again, I tried to be lore accurate. I wanted to make a suggestion that was good and well thought out. I looked at all of the title descriptions in the game and I adjusted my wording to exactly fit those descriptions, which was sometimes a bit weird, but yeah. So damage received by 2 enemy formations plus 20%, modified by command stat for 1 round. 35% chance to inflict doom on the target. The commander's formation gains stun immunity. Okay, so what is my thought process here? First of all, there is only Gandalf the White, Sauron and Beruthiel with damage received. And the truth is, you don't really care about damage received in certain rounds, right? So for example, I mean, Sauron has it for the entire fight, right? But in round 2, you don't really care about this damage received, or, you know, you care less because no one is doing damage there. Or round 2 is maybe not the best example. There are some DDs that have damage in round 2. But for example, round 5, round 7, like you don't really need damage received there. It doesn't do anything, right? So I thought, you know, I'm gonna pick a short cooldown for this. Gonna make it for 1 round, and I'm gonna make it strong. Okay, this provides that level of consistency. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We have plus 20% damage received modified by command, so maybe it goes to plus 30%, which is a little bit higher than Gandalf the White and a lot higher than Sauron right now, but just in specific rounds, right? So that's the balance there. And this basically helps you if you play Witch King and Kieran in the same army, for example. In round 2, you have follow up. You have a lot of damage of your halberdiers. The White Council is maybe already gone if you structure your army correctly, right? But that's all of. I thought about all of these things, right? I just thought about something that makes sense and that is pretty good, but not too strong. So I think this landed quite well. Doom. So what is Doom? So this is a very interesting debuff effect. I thought about this a long time as well. And I got the idea from, well, I mean, I made this idea myself, but there is something similar in some of the other games I've played in the past. And basically what happens is, so you inflict Doom on an enemy commander, and the next time that commander gets hit by any damage, it doesn't matter if it's troop damage, it doesn't matter if it's commander damage, it doesn't matter if it's physical or elemental, all of the active skill cooldowns of that commander reset. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, for example, in round 2, he has initiative as well, I will show you that later, but in round 2, let's say he goes first, he inflicts Doom on Dane, right? Let's take Dane as an example. Dane has Doom in round 2, some of the other commanders attack Dane, suddenly Dane does not have the nuke in round 3. Okay? And that was the idea behind the Doom effect. So this is interesting because it's not the same as stun, you need to hit the commander, and it's also interesting because it really can change the fight a lot, especially in the later rounds, right? What you have to consider is the stun mechanic. Like I said, there are commanders that don't care that much about stun, right? We mentioned Bjorn as an example. If you hit Bjorn with Doom, it's not going to affect his skin changer, right? That would be too strong. I said that here. Does not affect titles that activated in pre-battle phase. That would be something that is too strong if I say, okay, the skin changer refreshes, you need to wait another 4 rounds for it to trigger. Obviously that's not realistic, so there's no point to suggest it. But for the other 2 Bjorn titles, yeah? If we look here, Anduin Bale Chieftain, if he gets doomed, it gets reset to 0, right? Enemy of the Orcs, if he gets doomed, you're not gonna get this. So how many times would you get this in the fight? 5 times, right? If he gets doomed and he gets hit, suddenly you only have it 4 times. If he gets doomed multiple times, even in the late rounds, right? Bjorn is not doom immune. In the late rounds, you can mitigate the damage as well. And that was really the big point for me. I wanted to have something that is different from stun and that affects commanders like Bjorn in the late rounds as well, so that the person who plays Bjorn can't feel totally safe, essentially, right? Good. And as we can see here, it only affects commanders, of course, because units don't really have these cooldown mechanics, right? That would be not useful to inflict on units as well. So that's that. Okay, then we have Tribe of Kundula. So Kundula was one of the Eastern tribes back in the day. For each formation composed of evil man units in your army, unit damage stat, very important, of evil man units in 3 allied formations plus 5% can stack up to 4 times. This is infinitely better than physical damage received, right? Because this affects the base damage of units, okay? And if we look here at the halberdiers, they have 19 to 21 damage, okay? The only unit that works right now and does consistent damage, well, there are 2, is the Snagathrax, who have 36 to 66, and it's the March Wardens, which I don't think I have, but the March Wardens as well. So how can we make these units, for example, playable? We need to increase this damage stat, before the fight starts, because otherwise they're not going to do damage. And this is where this title comes in. So if you want to play this, Evil Man unit army, this title helps you immensely. This will give you plus 20% unit damage in a full army of evil men. Very, very nice. I don't think this is too strong, because it forces you to play evil man units, right? And it only scales of 5%. So if I say modified by command stat, it will probably go to like 7-8%, right? If you have 600 command or something like that. And then we have unit HP of evil man in 3 allied formations, plus 10%. Unit HP is of course very, very strong as well, right? So I think this is a cool title. Lots of potential here, but you don't. The cool thing is you don't have to play it with this commander. Yeah, this was the title that was kind of. These two titles are very flexible. You don't have to play them. You can, but you don't have to. Next one is called the Golden Army. From round 5 onward, damage received by 4 allied evil man formation units minus 15%. So once again, this is the late round damage mitigation that is currently missing in the game. When Dane nukes you in round 6, there is nothing you can do right now. There is no gear that protects you because Divide and Conquer is shit. There is nothing, no damage mitigation in the late rounds in this game, which is crazy to think about. Like, I cannot believe this actually. This game has been out for 4 years. There is nothing, not a single commander that mitigates your damage in the late rounds. You are basically only relying on crowd control. If you don't stun the Dane in round 6, if you don't madden the Dane in round 6, nothing you can do about it, right? This is where this comes in. And of course, again, a little bit of a Baron counter. It activates in round 4 when you have it 10 out of 10. This will scale of command as well. This is a command commander. So this will go to like, I don't know, Kieran goes from 10% to what is it? Let's take a quick look here. So that's a 600 command, that's minus 16% damage. Yeah, so this will be something like if we say it scales by 2%, you get an additional 12%, so minus 20%, 27% damage. I think a perfectly reasonable title, really missing from the game, and it's a cool idea for Evil Man. So yeah, that's where this came from. Now to the last title, I think this one is my favorite, Preacher of Doom. This will be the R4 of course, because it's the strongest title in my opinion. This 206% focus damage to formations. Again, this is a placeholder. They have this for Sauron as well, right? These weird damage titles are just there probably to make, like, they probably code it in a way where you have to do damage to affect the formation, right? I don't know. But I just wrote this here so that, you know, it sticks with the current titles. Obviously this is not a focus damage dealer. Damage to 2 formations and has a 50% chance to inflict doom on the target in rounds 3, 6 and 9. Then you restore 150% HP to 4 allied evil man formation units modified by command stat. Again, remember, this is on a 2-round cooldown, so, you know, it's a very fair title, I think. And this is really important. So this is basically what makes everything in his kit live the initiative. Evil man units in the commander's formation gain initiative. And this is so important because this means it doesn't matter what his speed is, he will always go first each round and he will be able to do this and to do this before your allies hit. So he inflicts the doom before your allies hit, and then your allies have a much bigger chance to hit the doom target because 3 of them will be still attacking, right? That's the idea. Also important, his units can of course also trigger the doom effect, right? So he will apply the doom, then his units attack, which means you have a lot of possibilities to actually damage the doomed target. So yeah, that's the idea. The relic is also very important. It's called Talisman of the Easterlings, and it heals by 100% HP at max refinement to 4 allied evil man formation units each time doom is successfully inflicted on an enemy commander. I think this relic is quite good. Of course, it's very, very expensive to fully refine these relics, but you know, I mean, you have to keep it within the game's parameters. So this is basically his healing is in these two paragraphs, right? So that was my idea. I was honestly pretty happy with how it came out. I've received a lot of positive feedback from a lot of people in the community, like I already said. I didn't show this to anyone. I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't prepare this in advance, like I said. Vessi just asked me to post a commander because he said I should do it. So I was like, okay, I will post one commander. And since I'm an evil man player, and basically none of these guys suggested evil man, right? We have Millian, Smeagol, High King of Arnor, Glorfindel, just all of these commanders that are not evil men, right? So I decided I'm gonna stick to evil man route. And I think if they released this commander in a similar way, I would definitely get him. I would get him, I would play around with him. I would try him out with Kiron, Witch King, and Thorin most likely in NRP. You can probably also do Witch King, Kiron, Shaman of the Easterlings, and Asok, right? There are a lot of different combinations. You can play Helm, whatever you want. But yeah, he's basically, you can use him in a lot of situations, and importantly, you can also use him without Evil Man, okay? I mean, of course, a lot of his titles evolve around Evil Man, but the Doom effect, the stun immunity, everything here is pretty useful, right? The damage received, important. Damage received in round 4, he will go first, before Bjorn nukes, very important. Triple support builds, easily possible with this guy. So I try to keep this flexibility, you know, because like I said, Sulin Black Serpent basically completely useless, Beruthia completely useless, so it would be nice to see something like this. And yeah, I'm actually excited, like, I don't know how long this content goes, or where contest goes, or where I can see the details, but I'd love to hear, you know, how the developers actually, what they think about this guy, and yeah, this picture, by the way, it was constructed with some AI software, right? Obviously it will be different in the game. This looks a little bit more like a native Indian, right? A native Indian shaman. But I mean, the picture also came out pretty well. They could use this definitely, and it would be fine, right? It sticks with the gold lore, right? The evil man commanders, they like to wear gold, things like this. He has the talisman here, if you can't tell, right? He has the talisman. So yeah. And I wanted to look at one more commander, at Shelob. Did Vessi remove her? Let's see. Here she is. I talked to him about this a couple of days ago as well. He said he completely changed her from the first time I read it, so I will read it now for the first time again. So yeah, it looks cool. Web of Despair reduces speed by 15 per 2 enemy formations rounds 1 to 3. After this effect ends, each round 2 enemy formations have a 20% chance to gain fear. Again, the need for a new status effect, right? Doesn't matter what it's gonna be, but it needs to happen. And what is this? 50% chance to prevent target from using active skills for 1 round, does not block normal attacks, does not pause skill cooldowns, counts as a control effect. Okay? Very nice. Not as strong as Doom, notably, but also a good idea. Fear chance increases 5%. Yeah, so you have, what is this? 30% chance to gain fear for the first 3 rounds, right? Pretty cool. Against 2 enemy formations. Shadow Retreat. Shelob becomes untargetable for 1 round. Also a very good idea. We have no commander that can dodge damage right now. Our next round gains initiative and deals 300% poison damage and has 100% chance to apply fear 1 round. 369, long cooldown, strong title, very good. Keen Eye, yes. And I mean, I don't think this is really that important, to be honest, because it only activates in round 3 the first time, right? But sure. And poison damage activates second time once fear debuff ends. Right, so lots of poison damage. We do not have an evil commander that does a lot of poison damage. Very cool. Feast upon Fear. Deals 100% poison damage to 3 enemy formations for 2 rounds. Target feared, lowest HP allied unit is healed for 300%. You can see again, a lot of people agree with me that heal on the dark side is missing, right? 10-10. When allied formations hit poison debuffs enemies, heal for 100%. Very cool. Legacy of Ungoliant. Okay, so this is every 2 rounds as well, notably. So pretty strong. Legacy of Ungoliant increases all poison damage dealt by Shield formation by 15%. This is pretty weak, I think. This should be like closer to 30%. Modified by focus stat. Okay, so I guess this could fix it. Poison and feared enemies suffer -10 defense. This is too weak. I will remove this. I would do something else here, like I don't know, what else could we do here? Increases all poison damage. Maybe suffer -80 focus for 2 rounds or something like that. That would make more sense here. Fear debuff effect, 50% chance. Yeah, we looked at this already. Poison. This is a bit confusing because this reads like a status effect, right? What he means is the enemies who get hit by poison, I guess. Or maybe this was part of the old kit, but this should be removed, right? Feared enemies. Then it makes sense. Okay, we have the Relic, a Talisman. Yeah, enemies affected by fear take plus 20% poison damage. This is also a Relic that goes with the kit, right? So, pretty cool. I like this. Did it get the necessary upvote here? It did. Okay, beautiful. So this is a cool commander. I think, you know, they could release this like Wesley suggested, fix the 1 to 2 small things that are maybe not optimal. And I think people would spend a lot of money to get her. Yeah. So again, new debuff, fear, and untargetable for 1 round, and the healing. Very cool. Yeah. I think those are the best commanders that I saw. Fellow looked on his stream at a few as well. I think I didn't have mine uploaded yet when he did his stream the last time, but maybe he will do it at some point in the future. Always interested in feedback and things like that. And yeah, that's pretty much a summary of LOTR from the last few days. Again, we are all very excited for the next season. Again, I will not be able to stream at the start. I am very sad about it. But, you know, what can I do? I'm on holiday. I get to go on holiday sometimes as well. I will enjoy my vacation. I will not spend a lot of time on the phone. My fiance will be with me, of course, and we booked an all-inclusive hotel where I will definitely also get drunk a little bit in the evening, you know, eat good food, enjoy the beach, go swimming, blah blah blah. And then when I come back, I will make the first stream from ORDR's perspective. So yeah, will be a cool time. I know Elia is also looking forward to it. We have had quite a stressful couple of weeks planning our move in for the autumn. I also had a lot of work with the final paper of my PhD, which is now also coming along very nicely. And yeah, you know, it's time for a holiday. 2 drinks and drunk. I mean, it could be. I haven't. I don't consume alcohol a lot. When I was in college in the US, a little bit more, but these days, yeah, not really. Especially because I'm just very busy a lot of the time, right? Doing the PhD, working a job, teaching, correcting exams, correcting master thesis, creating lecture material, you know, lots of other things outside of the job as well. My sister's in Switzerland, so you know, it's always a lot of stuff to do, and when you get drunk, you are out of commission for 1 day usually, especially if you don't do it regularly. So yeah, I will not overdo it, but a couple of drinks here and there, I think it will be quite fun. And yeah, like I said, it's all inclusive, so we kind of have to anyway. I mean, come on, who is going to an all exclusive resort and not drinking any alcohol? That would be crazy, crazy. So yeah, we will have a good time, and I will not worry about the game. And then, like I said, Rune will farm my account. I will redo all of the gear before I give it to her. I will give her the detailed instructions like always, and then I can enjoy a break from the game, a break from everything. And hopefully when I come back, we will be in winning fights already. That would be the dream. But yeah, we'll see. In terms of the team, I feel pretty good. I think we have some very, very nice players. We have some very active players, right? So we have some Kraken accounts. We have a decent amount of whales. So I think it will be a fun season. And I feel a lot more confident in our partner as well. We're obviously playing with Lame, right? I think Lame is quite similar in terms to us with their playing style. They like to play smart. They like to not waste time PvPing for 2 or 3 weeks on the same spot, like some of our previous partners enjoyed doing, right? They're just a team that also plays, you know, to do well, to win, right? And I think that's important on a super server. I mean, you might not win, of course, but I like to play with someone who plays correctly, right? And I know a lot of the other ORDR people feel the same way. So should be a fun season. We're looking forward. We're starting in Erebor. So if you don't know, we will start in Erebor. Then Rune will be empty. Well, Rune might be not empty, but none of the big teams are there. Mordor is empty, and then Bear and Panda is in Gondor. I think Bear and Panda have a very strong kingdom as well, so they will definitely be a force to be reckoned with. We have Gods and Merc in Arnor. They have obviously the arguably best spawning position because of the Wosus Hunter camps. However, we do not know how the new conscription system will work with neutral camps, so maybe it's not such a good spot after all. We don't know yet, but in any event, they have Wosus Hunters right immediately at the start, which is pretty cool. And then Toby and Step are in Angmar, and Lothlorien is empty. So that's the situation. Nothing has changed. We will be playing Rebuilding Glory. The speculated starting date is the 15th of July, which is a Tuesday. And yeah, that's what we shall do. Alright, I still didn't get hit here. I would like to hit someone. Is there like anyone I can hit here? I guess these guys are all empty. Ah, there's some. I see. There's some fresh meat here. But Mr. Vadia needs the Elven Hammers more than I do. That's for sure. I guess these guys were already hit, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is a nice account, by the way. I will set it up when we are in backend. That obviously we need to fix some of the gear and some of the commanders, but this account is pretty cool and quite strong. Quite strong. Didn't play this season because Vadia was busy and it was a dead season anyway, so it really didn't matter. But yeah. Okay, so this guy's empty. What about, yeah, this guy's empty. I don't know. I guess we'll just, you know, leave the army here and hope for the best until tomorrow. Is lot fighting? I was there for a couple of days, but nothing. I mean, I had a couple of fights, but nothing too interesting, to be honest. But this report is nice, huh? I think this is a nice report. Yeah, we're not gonna have such reports next season. Here we're fighting. I mean, I will say one thing I really like about Galadriel is that the expensive troop, it's always alive. Like, that's really strong, honestly, because the resource cost of these guys is minimal, right? Like, I don't care about these guys, but the trolls are expensive, and really in all of the reports they stay alive. Yeah. So when Vessi said like the unique refinement here is not so bad, I mean it's not totally wrong. Yeah. Yeah, here we fought Orlutka. I mean, the thing is also like all of these guys are using really unrealistic units, right? I'm running around with mountain trolls and marauders, so yeah, she attacked me twice, I guess. Maybe the first time wasn't enough, so that's good. Yeah, like I said, I've had some reasonable success with Galadriel this season. I'm not totally mad about her. I don't totally think that she's useless, right? Like here again, we won by a really big margin, right? Especially with the heal. So it's interesting. Yeah, these guys did well. Very, very happy. I mean, this report, honestly, it's pretty good. Like, I'm not losing anything here, really. I'm losing a few berserkers. Yeah, okay, whatever. Right? I mean, Witch King doing 90k damage with this gear? It's crazy. Right? Not bad at all. Yeah, and then you have a couple of these reports. I moved my main team from there because once I moved it there, they stopped hitting the other two as well, right? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna move away the Undying team. Because I mean, I understand, like I understand that this is pointless, but I mean, why is he playing Sentinels? That's so bad. Like, Sentinels have like no defense and HP. Like, it's terrible. These guys, like, you just touch them and they are dead, right? Like, useless unit. Yeah. I mean, a lot of reports like this. I think here I might have even nuked I might have even nuked myself here. I don't remember. No, I didn't. It was some other report. But yeah, I mean, you can see you get the gist. I mean, look at this, 164k on Thorin. That's so crazy. Into purple gear, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's of course quite unfair. Actually, I wanted to check something with Thorin. If the troops still trigger the bolt when they are stunned. Oh, that's my Witch King, oops. Yeah. That's perfect. Snaggerthrak from Asian 2 is affected by stun, so let's take a look here. Okay, here we didn't see it. Asuk and Berserker, Kiran and Snaggerthrak, nope. Dwalling got stunned. This hit Asuk again. Asuk again. Here we go. It does, yeah. So I'm right. When that's why I always say Thorin is much better at this than the Shadow. When Thorin gets stunned, or when Thorin's troops get stunned, right, the bolt still triggers, right? And this is a really, really big deal. And as we can see here, the Snaggerthraks were stunned, right? So, very nice. Just wanted to confirm that quickly. That's an interesting interaction as well. Yeah. To be honest, I mean, some of these guys have pretty decent gear for a team like this, right? Like, it's not so bad. I didn't have this gear in season 4. Not even close. I mean, this account had it, don't get me wrong, but I mean, me on my OG account. Yeah, and here again, you can see like the Gala just keeps the... This is really an advantage. I understand like why the Gala players always talk about this. It's pretty good. Yeah, especially if you play Swans, right? Oh my god. Yeah, this is... Remember, these guys are attacking me. Yeah, I'm not doing anything. And this guy tried out both of my armies as well. I think this is their leader, right? So he tried out my main army. He basically plays the same commanders as me. The troops are interesting, I guess. And then he also tried my Witch King army here as well. My Thorin hit for 162k and my Kiran hit for 120k. That's crazy, man. Crazy. Huh. Yeah. And this, look at this. This is... That's why I understand the Skyrim players as well. Like, this is why people play Skyrim, right? Oh man, I'm on 1.4 1.4 supplies in a Killing Soul army. That's crazy, man. Crazy. I mean, I don't know what this army is, but that's beside the point. Trolls, 1 flying unit, 1 horses and guardians, still good for next season, depending on if camps are usable or not. Yeah, so early game, I mean, the Kraken players, we need to stock up on Vosus Hunters, right, via the employment hole, just hire them every day. So it will be Trolls on Sauron, Marauders on Beorn, Marauders on Gandalf the White, and then Marauders and or Vosus on Saruman. And then late game, I will do Swan Knights on Sauron, Vosus Hunters on Saruman, or Marauders on Saruman, depending, Marauders on Gandalf the White, and then probably Woodmen or Guardians on Beorn, depending on whether it's possible to conscript from the neutral camps, right? If we are in such a good situation that I have a lot of resources, I will obviously do Eagles on Beorn or Saruman on one of them, right? But I highly doubt it, so I will still go for the Swans. I like the Swans. I think Swans are just very good. And there will be some shadows, right? So yeah, that's what I will do. The early game is the most important anyway, so the early game PvP. See, this is the thing about Skullhand. Look, in this report where I have 7.74k troops, I do 160k damage, right? I mean, obviously I win by a big margin here because my tank has more left than him and he plays the tier 4 twice, right? Whereas I play tier 2s. But basically Skyrim does the same amount of damage here as in the previous report, right? Like almost, basically. And that's why I just don't like Skyrim, because this fight, if I play Saruman, I will kill this guy so quickly, right? Which we saw here, basically, right? This is the same army. In essence, it's the same army. And yeah, the Skyrim just, the first 3 rounds, she does damage and then it's over. It's quite annoying. But I think this was the report where my Beorn nuked himself. Yes, my Beorn nuked himself here. So, I mean, considering that, it's a pretty good report, but yeah. I have one interesting sec we'll send you. Yeah, okay. So if the Beorn nukes himself, that's very, very simply just unlucky, right? Not a lot you can do about that. My Gala didn't madden the Sauron. No, nothing on the Saruman, Guardian, nothing, yeah, so quite bad. It's a 50% chance for madness, right? I mean, come on, that should connect, crazy. And here's Isegrim. Yes, he rage quitted after which report was it? It might not be here. Yeah, this is 1506. Yeah, but he ran into the Skullham once and he rage quitted because my Skullham did a lot of damage with basically no troops left, and he got really upset about that. So whatever, was funny. Yeah. How much attack does my Beorn have in this round? 202.3. Okay. This guy plays very weird. I understand that he plays way more expensive troops as well, right? The Vanguards, and he loses much more mountain trolls than I do. But I mean, this is not such a bad trade for him. But importantly, if I play my main army, he dies in round 3 because this is the only protection he has, -6%. there is 0 command, which is crazy. I mean, that's crazy, man. That is crazy. And he had, at some point, he had some weird gear here as well. He also plays this chest on Sauron, very, very weird. And the Bane of Wanted units, yeah. I played around with this a lot when 2.0 came out for the first time, and it was just not good because you lose so much command. It's very tough to play. Very, very, very tough to play, yeah. Plus 70, plus 190, yeah. But funny guy. Funny army. Okay, what did you send me, Björn? Let's take a peek. Oh wow, 202k by Saruman. That's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. His war chariots were dead in round 4. How does that happen? That's ridiculous. Okay, I see what happened. Yeah. Oh, the shadow is dead already, what the fuck? Wow, that's crazy, man. Yeah, this is rough. This is rough. That's why. That's why I'm not playing Saruman and Shadow in the same team next season. That's not a good idea. Yeah. But nice report. Yeah, very good. You were less than half of your army, right? And he was full with 3 tier 4s and trolls. That's a crazy loss, yeah. Crazy loss. Very, very rough. How much defense do we have in your Swan Knights, Björn? 188. Okay. Yeah, if you can put a reckoning here, that would be a bit better. But it's okay. I think I looked at your account and you just didn't have the stuff that I wanted. You have 760 command as well. Like it's a very tanky boy. This is minus 43.2% damage received. I think that's more than what I have actually. And I have minus 41.9, yeah. But I'm also not playing the correct set, yeah. But I think my weapons stay the same. I mean, this gives the same command as this gives the same. So same. This is minus 41.9%, yeah. And I have 142 focus. Why do I have 142 focus? Where's that coming from? I have the chest, yeah. That's why. And you have 147 focus, yeah, from the weapon, yeah. I want need set, yeah. I remember. This is good. And then we have Gandalf the White at Zenith 2, yep. I like it. 347 command and 276 focus. Very sexy. Yeah, it's just a very nice account. Good. Alright, it's time to sleep for me. We did a lot today. I'm sure some people will watch the stream at a later point, so have fun with that. And yeah, I wish you guys a good night. You will hear a dope outro song, and we will, yeah, I will be streaming again probably 1 week into the next season. So good night.
Seasons through the shadows we stride, Orjor's the name carved deep in the tide. Maddox and Tart with their cunning and skill, Siler and Ruin with unshaken will. In the dark where the echoes ring, Orjor stands tall as the legends sing. Elia and Cal blaze through the storm, Bjorn and Axel keep the fires warm. Fire in their eyes, Axel commands where the strategy lies. Through the years, battles etch their name. This is Ordeal, a never-ending flame. The ghosts of the game whisper their cheers. 21 seasons turning to years. Through the mist they march, hearts alight. Orjor endures in the dead of night. In the dark where the echoes ring, Orjor stands tall as the legends sing. Elia and Cal blaze through the storm, Bjorn and Axel keep the fires warm. Their stories not written in ink or stone, but in the blood and sweat that they've shown. A bond so strong it bends no more. Orjor's the key to the victory door. Their stories not written in ink or stone, but in the blood and sweat that they've shown. A bond so strong it bends no more. Orjor's the key to the victory door. Loopy and Willem with the fire in their eyes, Axel commands where the strategy lies. Through the years, battles etch their name. This is Ordeal, a never-ending flame. The ghosts of the game whisper their cheers. 21 seasons turn into years. Through the mist they march, hearts alight. Orjor's in the dead of night. In the dark where the echoes ring, Orjor stands tall as the legends sing. Elia and Cal blaze through the storm, Bjorn and Axel keep the fires warm. Their stories not written in ink or stone, but in the blood and sweat that they've shown. A bond so strong it bends no more. Orjor's the key to the victory door.